This is Fallout, and so is this, and so is this. We're not going to talk about this, but this is what we're here for. Over the course of the last year or so, I've had the joy of platinuming 3 of my favorite games ever in Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4. And with Season 2 of the show coming right around the corner, I thought this would be the perfect time to revisit those 3 journeys, and this is going to be the near 300-hour journey to earning every trophy in Fallout 3 and New Vegas, and the Platinum Trophy in Fallout 4. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe to the channel if you do for more Platinum Trophy hunting content. Waking up for the first time in Fallout 3, I see my father James, a scientist in Vault 101. Fast forward 10 years later, it's my 10th birthday party and the trophy hunt officially kicks off as I'm gifted my very own Pip-Boy 3000.
Enjoy your party. You're only 10 once, so have fun.
That's true. I am only 10 once. I've almost been 10 3 times. Vault 101 Citizenship Award. First one off the board. Let's go. Fast forwarding 6 years, it was time to take the test that would determine the rest of my life in this vault, the GOAT test.
It says here you're perfectly suited for a career as a
waste management
specialist.
I'm a janitor?
Specialist,
damn, that's crazy.
not just a dabbler.
The Goat Whisper. Bah! After a quick flash, we're woken up by Amada who tells us that Dad has left the vault and it's time for us to go too because everyone thinks it's our fault. I did manage to hack my first terminal during this time, getting me started on the data miner trophy that'll take quite some time to get done. So this is what the world looks like after everyone dies. Just, it's beautiful. I couldn't imagine it being any prettier, truthfully. Quest completed, Escape, and we leveled up. And we earned the trophy for it. 3 quickly out of the way. The other 70 won't be that quick. Normally during a 100% playthrough like this, I would save the DLC for after the story, but there was an item I really needed to make this grind significantly easier. The Brotherhood of Steel are attempting to unlock an armory that could contain advanced combat gear, but the only way to do that is by surviving a VR simulation, and the only way to enter it is via a computer interface like my Pip-Boy. As soon as I entered the simulation, I got my first trophy of the 4, and came face to face with the Chinese Red Army, and my only goal was to kill them all. For the guns of Anchorage, I had to kill every enemy I came across in order to eventually get to and destroy 3 Chinese artillery guns. Paving the Way had 2 objectives for me to complete before launching the final attack. First, I had to destroy the fuel tanks at the enemy Chimera Depot, and next up was securing the Chinese listening outpost. It was now time for the final mission. I had to go through and disable the pulse field before launching the full attack against the Chinese General Jingwei, but naturally, the game froze here and I had to do it all over again. Just to throw this out there since we're early in the video, my game crashed 59 times on the PS3 while working on this platinum. With the winterized power armor officially in my possession, Operation Anchorage was done and it was time to go level up to level 8 3 different times. I also grabbed the Psychotic Prankster trophy during this time for putting a grenade in somebody's pocket while pickpocketing, but apparently I wasn't recording, so sorry. After leveling up a couple more times, I went into the second DLC, Mothership Zeta. If you're like me, this is far and away your least favorite of the Fallout 3 DLCs, so we're gonna hate this section together. After being abducted by the most annoying aliens in existence, our cellmate Soma suggests that we start a fight to get the guards' attention, and it works like a charm. As soon as those idiots were handled, I started the only missable trophy in Mothership Zeta called Alien Archivist. This was single-handedly the worst trophy of this entire challenge for me, and you'll learn why pretty shortly. I proceeded through the ship, destroying it and making my way to the ship's core where I found some new friends and earned the first trophy of this DLC. Among the stars called for me to use the aid of the prisoners I just freed to destroy the generators spread throughout the ship. The first one was in the robot assembly with Soma, then the cryo lab with Elliot where I kinda pissed him off by killing his friends. Just die, come on.
What the hell did you do that for?
Oh, he didn't like that.
To save them. What?
And finally, the hangar bay, accompanied by our resident redneck Paulson. I also killed my 300th creature while in there, and I don't know what it was about these DLCs and me forgetting to record, but I barely got this trophy being on the screen for this one. With the generators now destroyed, I became a real spaceman and finished the mission by getting everyone to the upper level of the ship, or at least I would've if the game didn't bug out on me and cause me to replay it. Also, right here is the reason I had to start the Alien Archivist trophy over, because I didn't save my game for like a while, so I had to do it again. And don't worry, somehow I managed to mess it up even more You'll see. The final mission, This Galaxy Ain't Big Enough, saw the gang and I pushing our way through the ship and destroying the death ray that was pointed at Earth. Obviously, the little alien leader wasn't happy about that, but he's dead now, so really, who cares? Before we could get off the ship and go back to Earth, another ship decided they were going to attack us, and I turned into Captain Kirk as we blew those bastards out of the sky. Just keep hitting it. Fire control. I can't. It won't let me do it. The fuck was that? Okay, come on. One hit.
Shields and Elliot are down.
Dear God, come on.
70%.
Come on.
End this fast.
I'm hitting the button.
This ship's half dead. And if that death ray isn't
It just said
on
wasn't
my
ready,
ship,
and then it worked.
dead right along with you. I got something special for you.
I did it. This galaxy ain't big enough for the two of us. Well, there's only one now. It was now that I realized I was missing a few archives after the mishap before starting this mission, so I had to go back to the very beginning of the ship to grab the first 3. Or technically the final 3 in this case. Finally off the mothership, I leveled up to 14 with all 3 karmas to add 3 more trophies to my total. And since I was already in position to handle the side quest Big Trouble in Big Town, I freed Red from the cell and returned to Big Town to help them fight off a super mutant invasion. From there, I finally started to move forward in the story by heading to Megaton, where I spoke to Colin Moriarty for some information about my dad, but I didn't have the caps needed to get it. I went outside so I could sell some of the gems I took from Mothership Zeta and ran into Lucy West, who gave me the mission Blood Ties. I decided to go right for that one since I remembered it being a pretty interesting side mission, and I'm glad I did. Lucy's brother Ian has been taken in by a group called the Family, and basically these idiots think they're vampires. Trying to find information on Ian and the family's lair proved to be a mistake, so instead I just went up and talked to the kid and he decided to go back home to Arafu. Now that I had enough caps, I went back to Colin Moriarty and he told me Dad went to Galaxy News Radio, and on the way there I made a quick stop to discover Rivet City since I knew I'd be going there a lot down the line. After finding Rivet City, I focused on the mission following in his footsteps, which saw me tag up with the Brotherhood of Steel on the way to Galaxy News Radio. It also saw me match up for the first time against a super mutant behemoth, which is never a fun time. Oh, come on. Just die. Just die. Just die. Just die. Retrieve the fat man. Okay. I'll try to get it. Killing the behemoth did start me on the path to a future trophy, the bigger they are, which requires me to kill all 5 of the behemoths in the Wasteland. Inside the GNR building, I spoke to 3Dog, the station's DJ, about the whereabouts of dear old Dad, and instead of just giving me the information, he needed me to run some errands for him. On the way to finishing those errands, I ended up finding an ammo box in an underground tunnel after killing some ghouls, and it happened to be the 50th lock I've successfully picked. First, I had to find the Museum of Technology and steal the relay dish from the lunar lander, and then I had to make it to the top of the Washington Monument to repair the radio relay dish, so that way 3Dog can broadcast his messages to a wider audience.
Before I get back to my calling, I bet you want to hear about your dad.
Yeah, that'd be fucking nice, 3Dog. I'm happy I don't have to talk to that guy again. Galaxy News Radio, you have earned a trophy. Yes, I have. Another one in the books. Since I was a pretty decent level by this point, I chose to take on Point Lookout and all it had to offer. It didn't take long for the locals to welcome me to their home either. What is that guy? Oh no. Get something out, get something out. Give me, yeah, sidearm. Come on. What the, is that Sloth from the Goonies? Hello? Hey, you guys! Kill this damn thing! The Gauss rifle will work. Come on. Nice. I love this gun, but I hate how long it takes to shoot. Come on. There we go. What the hell is this? This thing really looks like Sloth from the Goonies. That's crazy, bro. Making my way to the mansion atop the hill, I assisted a ghoul called Desmond in killing some of the local tribals attacking his place, saving him from certain death. The guy was a dick, but he offered to make me rich, and he gave me another trophy. He also gave me a job taking down the tribe from within, kicking off the mission Walking with Spirits. It's already pretty obvious these people are insane, but boy oh boy do they somehow get even crazier real quick. I was sent to a place called the Bog where I had to fight through a horde of mirelurks until I eventually found a wild punga fruit tree and ate from it. That shit took me out so quick, causing me to hallucinate as I was trying to get back out of the swamp, seeing life-size bobbleheads on my path back. Eventually, I made it back to their stronghold and finished the mission. I found out pretty quickly from a woman called Nadine, who was actually the reason I was sent to Point Lookout in the first place, that they removed part of my brain and that I'm one of the lucky ones who can still function after the surgery. She agreed to help me find the leader of the tribals, and I told Desmond about that, but he didn't care until I actually found the guy. I then stumbled upon the lighthouse just below Desmond's mansion, which happened to be the final location for me to find in the DLC, grabbing another trophy. I eventually found the leader and discovered that he was actually just a pawn in a much larger game of chess. Desmond's rival was a man called Professor Calvert, who's still alive today as a brain. Once Desmond realized it was him, he was rightfully agitated and sent me to place a cogwave jammer on the nearby Ferris wheel, so that way Calvert can't control people anymore. The mansion then blew up, but Desmond survived, and we went to confront and kill the brain. Come on. Why is this taking so long? Finally, goodness. The brain's still floating. Ha! Float up. Bye-bye. GG's, brain bitch. A meeting of the minds. That's done.
The world is rid of.
Leaving Point Lookout, I found out that the ferryman who brought me to the DLC was the one who performed my brain surgery, so I returned the favor and got my brain back, but unfortunately it served no purpose other than just being brain in my inventory. Alright, ticket, hat, magnum, punga fruits, batteries. What the hell? Are those other brains? Okay, I can't. What is this? A familiar piece of brain. I'm just gonna take it. I got my brain back. Can I do anything? No, I can't. In case you haven't caught on, every time I come out of a DLC, I'm pretty close to hitting another level goal for 3 trophies, and this time was no different as I decided to terrorize Tenpenny Towers just for funsies.
I'm off duty.
I also killed my 300th person during this point, and we all know I won't complain about adding another trophy. Something to note about the rich folks living in Tenpenny Towers is that they're extremely racist towards ghouls, but there's a fella nearby called Roy Phillips who wants somewhere for he and his sophisticated ghoul people to live comfortably. After promising to help him and convincing Tenpenny they would be great neighbors, I was told to convince the people living in the towers. Some were all for it while others weren't in the end, but I did keep my promise as Roy and his people moved into the place. Continuing to explore in the Wasteland, I came across my 100th location to earn another trophy, but this wasn't any ordinary place as Evergreen Mills was home to one of the 5 super mutant behemoths I needed to kill in the game. I ended up leaving it alone for now because I was on my way to Rivet City and Dr. Lee. After pretty easily confusing the guard and being let right in, I talked to Dr. Lee, who knew exactly who I was and why I was in Rivet City. She told me that Dad went to do more work on Project Purity, a huge project they abandoned many years ago. So I was going to head there next until I noticed an old man in the corner of the lab. Earlier in the game, when naturally I wasn't recording, someone gave me a part to an android and said to leave the android alone, so when Zimmer asked about the android, all I had to do was hand over the part and that was that. Super anticlimactic, I know, but we got it.
The wastewater in the hydroponic garden.
I don't know what hit me at this point, but all of a sudden I realized I hadn't yet done or even started the Wasteland Survival Guide, so now felt like the right time to go and get it done. I got this mission from Moira Brown in Megaton as she loves the idea of having a Vault Dweller's unique perspective on life and survival in the wastes. The Wasteland Survival Guide is a 3-chapter book with 3 key points within each chapter, totaling 9 missions to complete the overall mission and earn the trophy. You can do yourself a favor if your speech skill is high enough and simply lie to Moira about some of your findings or really lack thereof, and basically skip parts of this mission or keep certain items to yourself instead of giving them to her. Some of the quests are genuinely tough, like trying to sneak by all of these Mirelurks without killing any of them in order to plant an observation device so she can figure out how they operate their colonies. After doing all 9 of these missions and finishing every single one of her tasks, the trophy was as good as mine. So with that done and my survival skills sharpened, it was time to finally finish the story. Inside the Jefferson Memorial, I found Project Purity, and Dad left a holotape saying that he was going to Vault 112. Once I made it to 112 though, I immediately found out that there was some weird shit going on down there. Jumping into a pod sent me into a place straight out of the 1950s where everything was black and white and the people had names like Rockwell.
Oh, hello there. I think you should go speak with Betty.
A young girl named Betty was giving me really messed up tasks to do, like causing a divorce between two people, but that's because Betty was actually an old-ass scientist called Dr. Stanislaus Brown, who, in a world where he could be anything, he made this whole thing. He could be whatever he wanted. He chose to be a little girl because he's a f***ing weirdo. Old Lady Dithers slipped up and mentioned a failsafe protocol being in the abandoned house, so I went in and ended up playing the right tune to activate it. I probably could have found a safer option, but sending in the Chinese army to kill everyone just felt right. They weren't going to be normal after this experience. They were in a simulation being controlled by a man who was pretending to be a girl. They were better off dead. It's fine. The best part about this whole thing was that Dr. Braun would be stuck in the simulation forever and alone with everyone else dead. I also found out, even after having activated the failsafe protocol, that I couldn't assert my dominance in the simulation.
Here. And now
Because I punched you? Now that dear old Dad was saved, it was time to find an item called the G.E.C.K.
Be careful, my son.
Dad, Dr. Lee, and their friends made it safely to Project Purity and needed me to put some things into motion for them to conduct their experiments, but unfortunately, once I did that, the Enclave showed up and all hell broke loose.
In charge is to step forward immediately and turn over all materials related to this project.
That's quite impossible.
There's gotta be a way I can get him out, right?
There's no authority here. Okay? I have to ask you to leave at once.
Am I to assume, sir, that you are in charge?
Dad! Father!
Run.
Papa!
Run.
Run! No, I don't want to run, Dad. I spent all this time finding you after I left the vault. Ew, that was the sound that feral ghouls make. Escaping with Dr. Lee and company to the Brotherhood of Steel compound, ended up finishing the Waters of Life quest, and got me acclimated with the higher-ups of the group, who decided I should finish my father's research and find the G.E.C.K located in Vault 87. To get there, I had to travel through Little Lamplight and kill an absurd amount of super mutants, all to find a highly intelligent mutant called Fox. Just a note for anyone who may decide to play Fallout 3 after this video, in a lot of cases you can cancel a choice from inside the terminals, but if you accidentally decide to, I don't know, disintegrate Fox, it won't let you cancel it. Okay. I thought if I clicked something it would... With Fox good and alive, he went in and retrieved the G.E.C.K for me in the irradiated hallways, and it was time to escape. Excuse me? Ha ha ha. Thought you guys were dead. Super not great. Hey! Isn't the guy that was in the thing with Dad?
Make sure the
Did he not also die?
Yes, sir. I'll have the techs come down and remove it immediately, sir.
You're certain he's
You know
unharmed?
what?
Yes,
I didn't think about it. He stabbed himself with something before they all
Prepare him for
died.
transport immediately.
Wow.
Right away, sir.
The leader of the Enclave is called President Eden, and he allows us to leave his cell so we can have a face-to-face meeting. So while I technically didn't have to fight the Enclave here at first, I chose to kill every last one of them instead. The face-to-face with the President didn't exactly go as expected, because not only did I find out that he was actually a computer, but I also convinced President Eden to kill himself and destroy the entire Enclave army too.
That much will be up to you. I suppose, then, that this is goodbye. You'll have to...
This is goodbye. Yeah, peace out, dude. I think this is one of my favorite things in the game, is just watching all of the Enclave just explode and die. I think this is one of the best. Come on, Fox. It was now time to finally finish Project Purity and put all of the remaining Enclave soldiers in the dirt. The Brotherhood launched known cousin of Optimus, Liberty Prime. Just another small piece of advice here, don't get too far in front of that robot. I feel like... That's not... Did Liberty Prime just kill me? After putting in the launch codes, Project Purity was officially in use and the Wasteland was saved, kinda. By this point I still had a lot to do, but not a lot to do at the same time, if that makes any sense. It was time to see the rest of what the Wasteland had to offer, so let's dive into it. I found young Brian Wilkes a place to live after saving him from the giant fire ants, sending him to Little Lamplight so he could be with kids like him. Then I returned home to Vault 101 after hearing a message for help from Amada, and after convincing her father that he was, in fact, an asshole, he handed over the title of Overseer to his daughter. Then what happened next shocked me to my core. She kicked me out of the vault forever after helping them again. Goodbye, Vault 101, round 2. I can't believe that they're just like, no, piss off and never come back. That's so crazy. Trouble on the home front. Needing some time to reflect after being kicked out of my childhood home for a second time, I took a bit to explore the waste some more and found some bobbleheads. They did a great job hiding these in places nobody would look, like Yaogwai caves, and in tunnels surrounded by ghouls, and my personal favorite, next to a dead guy. My quest for the 10th bobblehead took me to Paradise Falls, which is actually a place where they enslave people, so the name is pretty misleading. Speaking to their leader, Eulogy Jones, I purchased a few young kids and immediately released them so they could return home to Little Lamplight. But don't look at me like I'm some kind of good guy, like I'm some kind of hero right now, because immediately after that, I became an actual slave trader so I could get another trophy. I had to go get Flack from Rivet City and make him a slave, and oh, you remember Red, the person I saved earlier from that jail cell and then sent back home to Big Town? Yep, enslaved her. Thankfully that was it, and I could leave Paradise Falls and hopefully redeem myself for what I just did. I finally hacked my 50th terminal and then decided to full send it to my favorite DLC in Fallout 3, the Pitt. I love this DLC for 2 reasons. 1, because it's badass, and 2, because Pittsburgh is my hometown, so I am a bit biased.
You thought you could kill my buddies at the gate, and we just let you walk in here?
Starting out the DLC, I was sent to do a job in the steel yard, which leads to probably the single most grindy trophy in the entire game. To earn Mill Worker, I had to collect 100 steel ingots, and you might be thinking, oh, Trap, that sounds easy. They're probably all over the place. While you'd be kinda right, these 100 ingots are all of the ingots in the DLC, and they're shoved in some super obscure places throughout it, so it's not like you're just gonna be walking along the beaten path and find all of them. Not to mention being attacked by mutated troglodytes and wildmen the entire time you're searching for these ingots, this can get pretty annoying pretty quickly. The good news is, once you give this guy all 100 of the steel ingots, you do get some pretty nice stuff. Alright, give him all that stuff. Can't find any more.
Guess you got every last one out.
Yes.
There. You're one hell of
Ah, he called me a stealer because it's Pittsburgh. I get it. Yeah, deuces, brother.
Keep bringing in metal.
Keep bringing in metal. I mean, I would if there was more to bring in, but you just said it's literally all of it. Where's my trophy? There's nothing else. Where's mine? There it is. Mill Worker. Yes, sir. The Pitt's leader was a guy called Asher, and he decided to get everyone together to announce that they're now accepting entrance into the arena, and I was the lucky SOB volunteered to enter. Because I have a bit of a bloodlust, if you haven't caught on, I was here for it though, and pretty casually ripped through every opponent to gain the respect and fear of everyone else in the pit. Doing this also finished the unsafe working conditions quest as well. It was time for me to go to meet Asher, and like clockwork, as soon as I got to him, my game was bugged and I straight up couldn't talk to the guy. After a bit of being frustrated and nothing I tried fixing the bug, I did what I always do and murdered everyone. Oh, I also kidnapped a baby who's supposedly the cure to saving everyone in the pit, and somehow managed to not let the kid die while being attacked and literally setting people and myself on fire on the way back to the good guys. I shut down the power to Uptown, allowing it to be overrun by trogs, and officially was done with the pit. Werner.
Nice work, pal. When I saw those lights go down, I swear I heard the trogs.
They probably were. Free labor. Back in the Wasteland, I went to Megaton and found my last bobblehead, then decided for once to not kill everybody and disarmed the nuke in the middle of town. I then met Agatha after finding her house, and she sent me on a mission to find an old-timey violin inside of Vault 92. This vault wasn't too much of a headache, just stuffed with mirelurks, which are pretty typical by this point, so I grabbed the violin pretty easily and took it back to Agatha. Oh boy, things got weird again after that as I met up with a man called Tree Father Birch. He and his band of crackpots think that a man lives inside a tree and is a god. Oh god.
Glad to see you're finally awake.
You look terrible, man.
Believe they made you do that stupid ceremony.
Yeah, it was pretty dumb, but
They listen.
yeah.
Neither have I. You kept growing around me. Maybe for calling him Herbert all
What?
the time.
The tree is called Bob, and the man stuck inside the tree is actually a dude called Harold, and Harold, as you may guess, has a pretty miserable existence and wants to die, but the idiots worshipping him don't actually listen to him when he says that. I decided to put Harold out of his misery and move on from this weird-ass place. Thankfully, Tree Father Birch realized that he was just a really bad listener. Continuing my travels, I discovered the post-apocalyptic version of Ant-Man and Iron Man when discovering a feud between the Antagonizer and the Mechanist. The people of Canterbury Commons were sick of these two coming in and playing hero and villain with each other, so they sent me to convince both of them that playtime was over. Mechanist actually ended up being a pretty reasonable dude and stepped down from the helm when I told him that people didn't like him, but the Antagonizer was a different story. This bitch was actually nuts and hates humans, so I had to squash her like the bug that she was. Just as we have our Coke and Pepsi in real life, the people of Fallout 3's Wasteland have their own soda pop alternative called Nuka-Cola. Sierra Petrovita is obsessed with the stuff to the point where she turned her own home into a museum for it. After showing me around the museum, she asked that I bring back 30 bottles of Nuka-Cola Quantum, and good news for me, I already had it. I walked outside to talk to her very jealous friend that's clearly trying and failing miserably to sleep with her, and turned right back around to give her the quantum and finish the challenge. Entering the Temple of the Union, I met Hannibal, a former slave who wants he and his people to have somewhere to call their own. He asks me to clear out the Lincoln Memorial for them, so I made my way there, and at first I ran into the slavers there, but it seemed like they were gonna let me talk to their leader until... What the hell did you guys shoot me for? Just fuck off. Okay. With the slavers dead, I let Hannibal know, and he and his people were happy to move in. While still in the area, I went inside a nearby building and discovered a group of ghouls living in what they called the underground. Eventually, after meeting the ghouls, I found one called Mr. Crowley, and he wanted me to take care of some former accomplices for him. In the sickbay before leaving the underground, I found Dr. Barrows and an unconscious girl laying on one of the beds that was apparently alone because she lost her friends. I managed to pass my 50th speech check here so the doctor could wake her up and I could try to help her find her friends. Crowley put this hit out on Alistair Tenpenny, who was already killed by the ghouls that moved into Tenpenny Tower, Dave in the Republic of Dave, Ted Strayer in Rivet City, and Dukov living in Dukov's place.
Hello. I have a trip to plan.
With a few daunting fights still ahead of me, I built every custom weapon at my workbench to make sure I was ready, and I was lucky I did, because things really got insane after that. A death claw. 2 death claws. What the fuck? No. No. Just keep shooting. Keep shooting. We're good. We're good. I don't know why it turned to run away, but we're good. Come on. Die. 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 Okay. Did they kill each other? No! Realizing that I only had one behemoth left to kill, I went and found it with my trusty missile launcher. Alright, come on. One more should do it. And it does it. It does it! GG, you big ugly bastards! Teabag, motherfucker. Hold my nuts. The bigger they are. By this point, I only had a couple things left to do, mainly finishing the Broken Steel DLC by helping the Brotherhood of Steel officially wipe out the Enclave. We suffered a huge loss with the defeat of Liberty Prime, but me, a little old vault dweller, managed to keep everything at bay. After getting the data described Rothschild, I realized that I was officially at level 29, meaning that I had to make a save here so that way I could easily come back in order to get the 3 level 30 trophies. The next trophy was for completing the mission's shock value. After fighting through at least a dozen death claws, I eventually came to a room with a Tesla coil, an item needed to make my favorite weapon in the game. With it in my inventory, I took it back to the base and popped the trophy. It was finally time to end this battle with the Enclave once and for all, as I started Who Dares Wins. Making my way through and out of the metro station, I was greeted by a crate with some orders and the Tesla cannon hidden inside. Quickly putting my new piece into action, I hit my first level 30 milestone, and I had an absolute blast using this thing to destroy as many Enclave soldiers as possible. Especially after I used the terminal to get into their base of operations, I went crazy with this thing. However, as with every other DLC in this game, I encountered a game-crashing bug at a big moment. What the fuck just happened? Seriously? Again. Seriously. After I finally made it in and launched the missiles on top of the Enclave base, it was time to sit back and enjoy the show. It's so beautiful. So much destruction. So much death. So many dead Enclave members. Who dares wins? I dare. After getting to level 32 more times, it was time to head back to Rivet City. While I was there, I spoke to a guy called Abraham Washington, aka the most American person in history, and he wanted me to steal the Declaration of Independence. I feel like I've heard that story somewhere before, but nonetheless, I agreed to it. I returned to Rivet City and not only gave Abraham the Declaration of Independence, but also the Bill of Rights for some extra caps, and our time together was done. With one final quest standing between me and 100% completion, I set out to find Riley's Rangers. Knowing that they were on top of the Statesman Hotel, I fought through waves of super mutants in the Our Lady of Hope Hospital, then more in the hotel itself before finally finding them on the roof. Killing all of the remaining mutants was easy with a group of Rangers by my side, and we safely made it back to Riley. I bet it was. Frankly, I'm amazed you made it. Yeah, you know what, Riley? Me too. Me too. You really need a full debrief?
I'm very impressed at your skill.
I'm kind of the greatest of all time.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay, but at least so.
I do like a minigun.
I guess that does it. See you around, kid.
Yeah, see you around, kid. Goodbye. Completed Riley's Rangers. Trophy, Riley's Rangers. And platinum trophy earned. After downloading the game to my PS3, I realized that at some point in 2020 I'd actually earned 2 trophies, being Ain't That a Kick in the Head and Crafty. Since one is story related and the other is simply for crafting 20 items, they're both pretty easy to obtain, so we'll start this with the counter at 2 out of 76. My journey in New Vegas officially began just like everyone else's, being shot by Benny in the checkered suit and eventually coming to in Doc Mitchell's office. I then chose a path that would instantly turn this playthrough into a much more difficult challenge. Turning on hardcore mode meant I now had to deal with real-life detractors like starvation and dehydration. It also meant that things like stim packs and rataways were completely nerfed because now they worked overtime instead of instantly. And now ammo had a carrying weight, meaning anytime I'd pick up bullets, I would get heavier. After meeting the folks around Good Springs, I found out that a fella named Ringo was hiding from a notorious group called the Powder Gangers and went to offer some help in getting rid of them. Recruiting friends from around the town, we quickly killed Joe Cobb and his men, and it was time for me to officially leave Good Springs and forge my own path in the Mojave. Entering the nearby town of Prim, I found a broken robot in the Nash residence next door to the Vicky and Vance Casino. I could have left it there, but instead decided to repair it with parts I'd found on the stroll over here, and in doing that, I got my first trophy for recruiting my first companion. Oh, buddy, old pal, Eddie. Traveling south of Prim led me to meeting a man called Tomas that would give me a jump start on the path to one of, if not the single grindiest trophy in the game, the Legend of the Star. This trophy required me to complete a mission of that same name, which required me to collect 50 Sunset Sarsaparilla Star bottle caps. Luckily, there are over 100 of these caps in fixed positions across the Mojave, but finding them is the real trick. Eventually, my search for the man in the checkered suit brought me to Novak, where I would meet Manny Vargas, who wanted me to help make Novak a better place by getting rid of the ghouls in the nearby Repcon rocket test site. Taking out the feral ghouls in and around the place was pretty easy, but the ghouls at the top were far from ordinary. After meeting with their leader, Jason Bright, he told me that he and his people are about to embark on a great journey to the far beyond. In other words, the ghouls wanted to launch into space on the rocket in the testing facility. Jason said they had a problem preventing them from continuing on their journey, a group of demons, as he called them, living somewhere in the facility's basement. So I went down there to kill the demons, quickly finding out that they are Nightkin, which is basically a creepy, gray-skinned breed of super mutants that have an addiction to using stealth boys and killing their prey without leaving a trace. After killing them and finding a few items needed for their launch, it was time to send them on their great journey. Here goes nothing. Oh my god, the music for this is perfect. Oh no! The one crashed. For sure the one crashed. Come fly with me, they ain't flying nowhere, they're fucking dead. The next trophy I earned was one of 3 level-related trophies in New Vegas, thankfully a far drop-off from the insane 12 that were in Fallout 3. And luckily, none of these had to do with karma, so thank God, because that was awful. It was also here where I finished the quest They Went That Away and found out that bitch-ass Benny was in New Vegas on the Strip, and it was time to head there. On the way, I discovered my 50th location, becoming a true walker of the Mojave, and once I arrived in New Vegas, I went into the office of the King and kicked off the quest GI Blues. The King sent me to hire a bodyguard named Oris that had been stealing work from his men to figure out why people were hiring him, and I quickly found out that he was a fraud having friends pretend to fall victim to his quote-unquote protection. With Oris handled, I then had to go sort out an issue with the NCR where they were refusing to give supplies to the locals, and it turns out that the King's men had previously spurned an offer from the NCR to help, but the King himself never authorized it. It turns out that the King's right-hand man, Pacer, was the one causing all of the trouble, and with all of that taken care of, the King was in my debt and granted me one favor and a trophy for my troubles.
So
I'll tell you what, baby.
Just this one.
I'll give you one thing that you want from me, baby. G.I. Blues. Yeah. There are 4 potential endings in Fallout New Vegas that depend on which of the 4 main factions you choose to side with in the main quest line, and they result in a whopping 10 out of the 76 trophies. With that being said, I knew at this point it was probably the best time for me to go and do some side quests and get the trophies related to them out of the way rather than spending hours on each ending and coming back to them. After beginning the talent pool quest where I had to find 4 entertainers for the Tops Casino, I grabbed No Tumbler Fumbler when I picked my 25th lock. Venturing around the Mojave, I managed to find 4, let's call them unique entertainers for the Tops, and went on my merry way for now. While I was on said merry way, I became a New Vegas samurai, dealing 10,000 total points of damage with melee weapons after I decided to fight a group of cazadors with a golf club like a dumbass. Come on. We're good. See? Nothing. Nope, that's all of them. Okay, see? We're good. We're just vibing. We are fine. Oh, God. No, another one. Okay, come on. Nope. We're not dying today. Not dying today. Nope. Okay. Oh, I don't know why I chose to do that. New Vegas Samurai. Trophy earned. GG's. That led me to an NCR tent where I met Sergeant Reyes and was tasked with upgrading ranger stations around the Mojave. Upon returning to Reyes, she let me know that she'd been receiving some confusing intel reports that I needed to go check out, but all of the reports were proven to be false, causing Reyes to realize something fishy was going on, and I got sent to Camp Golf. I also hit level 20 for completing that part of the quest. It was here that I confronted a man called Chief Hanlon, and he admits that he's been falsifying reports with some shaky reasoning behind doing that, and while I had a couple options for how to proceed, I decided to turn him in, and, well, okay.
That shot came from the chief.
Did he just shoot himself? What?
Chief.
Return to that brother. Oh, he shot himself in Continuing my work with the NCR led me to discovering a power plant called Helios 1, and it was here that I met 2 scientists called Fantastic and Ignacio Rivas that tasked me with getting the power plant back in working order. After connecting the 2 reflector control terminals to the Helios 1 mainframe, I entered the plant and was immediately greeted by bloodthirsty robots. With them out of the way, I configured the power grid to launch an attack, which ended up not being exactly what I was going for. I don't know what I expected, but that wasn't it. That lucky old sun. Okay. The final side mission before I officially pushed on into the story's climax was Volare, and simply getting to this mission was tough. The small town outside of the Nellis Air Force Base is being heavily bombed to prevent any intruders from getting in, but with my sneaking ability, I was able to get my way there. Sneaky, sneaky. See, we're good. Oh my god. Nope, we're alright. We're alright. We're alright. We're alright. Limb damage, no harm. We're good. We're good. We are A-okay. See? Oh my god, not enough. I'm right here. Frig off. You've discovered Nellis Air Force Base. Okay.
Hold it right there.
That was
Don't you move. How the
sneaky
hell did
boy
you survive
hours.
that bombardment?
Almost didn't work. I met Pearl, discovering that she's the leader of this whole group known as Boomers. Most of this mission has to do with me becoming idolized in the base by aiding the Boomers with whatever they need in order to gain Pearl's trust for a very important final task. After doing so, Pearl had her right-hand man Loyal tell me about a bomber plane submerged in Lake Mead that they wanted raised up using a detonator, and it was my job to get it done, naturally. I asked a local for a rebreather so that I could be underwater for as long as I wanted without needing to worry about drowning, and after successfully raising the bomber and returning to Pearl, I officially tacked on another trophy to my total. I made a quick stop to get some of that Doc Mitchell sexual healing and ended up selling more than my body because once I stopped at Chet's General Store, I sold enough items to get my 10,000th bottle cap sold. By this point, I was almost ready to take on Benny and the New Vegas Strip, but I needed to make sure I wasn't going into this part of the game outgunned. There are 8 total permanent companions available in the game, and in order to get the whole gangs here, I had to recruit every single one of them to fight by my side. To this point, I had gotten in order Eddie, Boone, Rex, Lily, Veronica, Cass, and Arcade Gannon, leaving only Raoul, who was trapped atop Black Mountain. After completing the mission Crazy, 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 where I had to kill a bunch of super mutants, I was able to find the password for the terminal, locking him away, and once freed, he was ecstatic to join the team. Back on the strip, I completed my 50th speech challenge and then made my way to a local casino, crossing off 3 more trophies for playing 10 spins of slots, 10 hands of blackjack, and 10 spins with a roulette wheel. Come on, baby. Daddy needs a new pair of nuts. 30 chips and a trophy. One-armed bandit. Hell yeah. Hit me. Nice. That was pretty hard. I broke even. It could have been better. Could have been better. Could have been worse. Could have been better. Double down. Trophy earned. That is another one for the casinos. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Little wheel. I wish I would have won. At the Tops Casino, I finally confronted Benny, and he was pretty surprised to see me alive, as he should have been considering he shot me dead in the face. Rather than having a showdown on the casino floor, I gave Benny a chance to explain himself in his presidential suite, but truthfully, his answers didn't do much to sway my decision. He was dying today. Fuck you. I absolutely hate this guy. I hate very few characters in video games more than I hate Benny. I'm gonna take Maria and stick it up your ass. Give me my platinum chip, bitch. Thank you. I hate that guy. I hate everything about that guy. Ring-a-ding-ding. Well, Benny's dead. With the platinum chip back in my possession, I officially finished Ring-a-Ding-Ding, and it was time to decide which direction I would lead the Mojave in moving forward. To me, the choice was obvious. Since siding with Kaisar's Legion would be the most difficult option of the 4, I went with them first to get it out of the way. It's the hardest because siding with them means literally everyone else hates you. At least with the other guys, you have a little bit of leeway, you have some give and take, but with the Legion, every other faction wants you dead. Upon arriving at Kaisar's compound, I met this guy, and for some reason I felt the need to finally play a couple hands of Caravan, and boy oh boy, I was not good. I'll explain the rules of the game later when I talk about the Caravan Master Trophy, but getting to Kaisar, his first task was for me to blow up Mr. House's underground bunker, which proved to be easier said than done. Just get by all of them, we're good, and of course there's more. Okay, I have to fight. Shoot the gun. Shoot the gun. We're good. See, we're alright. We're alright. I should probably heal. Yeah. Yeah. Stimp me up. Stimply amazing. 10,000. I ain't mad at that. Come on. Stimply amazing. Okay, let's not die. Just punch him. Just punch him. It'll work out. With the bunker taken care of, I was next tasked with officially putting an end to Mr. House. Making it to his penthouse on the strip was relatively easy, but I was quickly greeted by several of his Securitrons that were hell-bent on keeping House alive. Finally, inside the antechamber, I opened his pod and was face to face with the ghoul-like figure. Time for you to die, Mr. House. May there be a hell. There's definitely one somewhere for somebody, you nasty, dirty 800-year-old robot faking ass dead guy keeping yourself alive because you think people care about you when no one cares about you. No one ever cares. You suck. Even the robots you made don't care about you. You're dead. Kaisar then sent me to recruit both the Boomers and the White Glove Society to fight on his side in the upcoming war, but made sure that I put a stop to the Brotherhood of Steel in the Hidden Valley bunker. Come on. Dodge these nuts, bitch. Come on. Reload the... I hate how often my gun jams when I reload. Okay, Knight Lorenzo is dead-zo. Destroy the Brotherhood of Steel's bunker. Completed. Quickly finding out that Kaisar was actually sick because of a brain tumor, and since I had high enough medicine and speech skills, I was able to perform surgery to successfully remove his tumor. I could have chosen to kill him here for funsies, but instead I saved him and began the quest Arizona Killer. This quest was simple. Kill President Kimball when he arrived to make his speech at the Hoover Dam. Although the place was packed with NCR troops, I was able to sneak up to the president's vertibird and plant explosives, eventually causing the crash that killed him. Alright, let's get out of here. Just jump over the ledge. Oh, there he goes. I can't jump over the ledge. I can't jump over the ledge. Why am I stuck here? Why am I stuck here? Arizona Killer. I guess I'm just gonna creep my ass back out here. Finally, it was time to lend my helping hand in the second battle for the Hoover Dam alongside the Legion. I have like a legit army sending it here. I love that. Come on. Come on, baby. Hit your shots. Hit your shots. I don't know why I'm trying to shoot this guy from so far away. One more. Or not. It's fine. Hello, sir? Lead dealer. Oh, I got a trophy. Cool. Back to our scheduled programming. Oh my god, I'm missing every shot. Run. Run away. Run. Bang. Got him. Alright. Oh, General. 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 Come on, General. There you go. R.I.P. General. You didn't have to... Oh, there's somebody else. Oh my god, run. Run, 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 run. Veni, Vidi, Vici. The Legion is done. And a hardcore. Oh, kind of forgot I had hardcore mode on. That sucked. Not gonna lie to you, that was tough. The different endings here are relatively similar with small differences in the missions that I'm completing, so I'll try to keep these next parts relatively short and sweet. The next alliance I chose to form was with Yes Man. Yes Man is a Securitron that was Benny's right-hand robot during the time prior to his undoing. The first trophy of Yes Man's questline came when I saved President Kimball this time from the Legion's assassination attempt. Wildcard is one of the more long-winded missions of this section, and here's what I did. I grabbed the Platinum chip from the Legion and killed Mr. House so that way Yes Man could be installed to House's mainframe. Next up, I checked out the 5 local tribes, being the Brotherhood of Steel, White Glove Society, Omertas, Great Khans, and Boomers, and determined who of them could be of use to us and who needed to go. After upgrading the Securitron army and overriding the NCR power station, it was time for Yes Man's Mojave takeover. And face you alone as you request. Well, I am gonna run, because you terrify me, actually. I'm gonna shoot, but you're a big scary guy. Come on. Just keep going. Just keep going. We're good. We are A.O. fine. Why are you hiding? He's hiding like an actual bitch. Alright, big man's dead. Take, a Blade of the East. Yeah, I'll take that. That's cool. What the hell are you? Hey! Why are you hostile? It was fun, Yes Man. I agree. It was very, very fun. I had the best fun with Yes Man. He's the greatest of all time. No gods, no masters. The final 2 factions, being the NCR and Mr. House, had 4 total trophies tied to their endings, and their quest lines are pretty similar, both ending with the destruction of the Legion. The Mr. House ending is basically a repeat of Yes Man's, where the Securitrons help to finish off the NCR as well. From this point forward, the majority of the trophies I still needed to get had to deal with collectibles, dealing damage, and other miscellaneous tasks, with a few being some of the most fun I had pushing for trophies in this game. First up was being banned from gambling at every casino in the New Vegas Strip. This one is pretty straightforward, but can be a bit of a pain, so I recommend, if possible, when you go for this one, make sure that your luck skill is on the higher end. I say this because mine wasn't at first, and I had a really tough time starting out this trophy. After leveling up a good bit though, and getting my luck to where I was comfortable with it, I was pretty quickly able to breeze through this challenge. Going to the blackjack table in each casino, I was able to earn 200 to 400 chips every single hand. The key to this is that I found anytime I had 10, double down in hopes of a face card that would put me at 21, and making sure to hit pretty much any time I had 16 or less in my hand. And of course, if you or a loved one struggle with a gambling addiction, make sure you call 1-800-GAMBLER and get yourself sorted out. Don't gamble in video games either. Similar to Fallout 3, New Vegas had its own special collectibles in these little snow globes that were spread across the Mojave. Also similar to Fallout 3, there were 20 of these things to find, and truth be told, without a guide, there's no way I would have found them unless I spent several extra hours searching every location in the game. I'll link the guide that I used in the description of this video, and while you're down there, make sure you hit the like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Grabbing Jury Rigger and Mod Machine were both pretty simple as well, as both get done inside your Pip-Boy and can be spammed in order to get them done. I will say getting the 20 mods can be a bit pricey, so make sure you're loaded up on those caps that got you kicked out of the casinos. In pretty short order, I discovered my 125th location, hacked my 25th terminal, and reached level 30, and then finally went to complete a mission we talked about much earlier in this video, The Legend of the Star. After arriving at the Sunset Sarsaparilla headquarters, I talked to this creepy animatronic called Festus to officially begin the quest. Festus is a bit of a troll and actually hits you with the mission failed when you return to headquarters with the 50-star bottle caps, but finishing up a follow-up mission called A Valuable Lesson and gaining access to the prize closet gave way to a lifetime supply of Sunset Sarsaparilla and a trophy to boot. I then dealt 10,000 points of damage with energy weapons, unarmed weapons, explosives, and happened to heal my 10,000th point of damage with food to grab 4 more trophies. And finally, I played through and won 30 hands of Caravan. Caravan is a bit complicated at first, but the easiest way to explain how to win it is this. Set up your deck so you have no cards below 5 and are loaded up with the 6 through 10s and face cards. The goal is to have 2 out of your 3 columns, 2 out of your 3 hands, add up to between 21 and 26, while simultaneously making sure your opponent doesn't reach those same values. Using kings to knock the opponent's decks to a bust number was a huge strategy that I used to get these 30 wins, and I highly recommend doing the same. With the base game finished, it was now time for me to dive into the DLCs, but unfortunately I can't do them on PS5 because they're not available with PS Plus, so I had to break out the old PlayStation 3 and hope that my game didn't start crashing and dealing with all the issues I had to deal with in Fallout 3. This also meant that I was going to be starting a brand new game and severely underleveled heading into at least the first DLC, so we had to do what we had to do. After arriving at the Mojave Drive-In just south of Nipton, I noticed a crashed satellite and interacted with it, sending me through a portal to, well, I didn't know. It turns out I was in a place called the Big MT, or Big Mountain, as I was abducted by a group called the Think Tank. The group is waged in a war with their nemesis Dr. Mobius and planned to use me to eliminate him. I quickly found out that they removed my brain, heart, and spine and replaced them with artificial parts, but Dr. Mobius actually took my brain, only fueling my drive to at the very least find him. The tank needed me to find the sonic emitter, stealth suit Mach 2, and X2 antenna in order to defeat Mobius, so I began my search. With me being so underleveled here, I was on the verge of dying to the creatures and people of Big Mountain several times, but I did manage to get my levels up pretty quickly while I was here. The first trophy I earned here was cardiac arrest for finding and upgrading the stealth suit. After finding the pieces to put the suit together, I had to complete a training program which ended with me getting the document needed to install the suit's upgrade. Next up was Spinal Tapped, where I was tasked with completing more challenges and eventually killing a big old puppy. Aw. Hi, doggo. Gabe. Search Gabe. Oh, I'm just gonna... Yeah. The hell is happening with Gabe? Gabe was flying. X8 High School Horror. Spinal Tapped. Trophy earned. Another one. That's 51, baby. Eventually, I found Dr. Mobius's lair and found out that he had a giant robo-scorpion protecting the place and had to kill it. With the scorpion dead, I confronted the doctor and found out that he has actually been the good guy all along because he's been protecting the Mojave from the rest of the think tank. For the next trophy, Making Friends, I had to reactivate all of the robo-assistants in the sink, so after going around and discovering all of their holotapes spread around Big Mountain, I was able to bring the whole crew back online, ending with Muggsy. Before the big ending, it was time to confront my brain, yes, I said my brain, to see if it was going to come back home with me or stay here in the think tank, and after a little persuading, it came back home to Papa. Completing Old World Blues meant killing all 5 members of the think tank, and truthfully, they didn't pose much of a threat with the aid of a stealth boy and my trusty X2 antenna. Bop! Oh, bing, 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 bing. Where's the last guy? Bang!
Was that all?
Yeah, I think so. I do believe that was all of them. Big brained perk. Brain is back in your body. Outsmarted, trophy earned, Old World Blues is done. The next DLC I chose to take on was Dead Money. After following a radio signal, I ended up passing out and waking up in the Sierra Madre. A man appeared in front of me via hologram called Father Elijah, and he basically was holding me against my will by way of an explosive collar around my neck. In order to get the collar off, I have to follow his very specific instructions that will eventually lead him to a vault filled with gold and a heist making him rich beyond his wildest dreams. The enemies here are pretty much unkillable ghosts at this point. I can shoot them down, but they pop right back up like the freaking Undertaker. The first trophy here was Assemble Your Crew, which I earned by recruiting Dean Domino, Christine, and Dog to help me pull off the heist. I found Dog in a jail cell and snuck into the jail's basement to find a holotape that, well, explains some stuff. Dog has an alter ego called God. God is an evil genius, where Dog is a lowly idiot. Next up was Dean Domino, found looking out over a broken building, and when I got there, he was just sitting in a chair and asked me to sit down. But once I did, he revealed that there were explosives under my asshole. Once I told Dean what was going down, he decided to not blow me up and went to the fountain to wait for our next move. Eventually, I came to the clinic where I found Christine trapped inside an auto dock, and it turns out that she was stuck in there so long that her vocal cords, amongst other things, were removed, and she can no longer speak, so I have to use Mojave Sign Language to communicate. To pull off the heist, Elijah said the 3 I just recruited were needed in specific positions to pull off individual jobs and get us into the casino. Dog was needed to flip the power switches in the plaza, but wasn't going to listen to me, so I had to trap him in there. As I was taking Dean to his post, I ended up finding my 500th Sierra Madre chip, earning the Sierra Souvenir Aficionado trophy. With Dean in position, it was time to get Christine to her spot as well, but this girl was not having it, and instead of being an understanding friend to this person who has clearly had a hard time recently, I lied to her and scared her into going into the manual override chamber and went to the tower to kick off the gala event. Fireworks. Having a ball. Yes we are, yes we are, yes I am. Oh, that's cool. Now inside the casino, I restored the power to the casino and had to find the folks I just tricked into getting me there. I found Christine and she was obviously not happy to see me, so she had to die, but before killing her, she set off the detonator to destroy that floor of the building, and I didn't make it out in time the first attempt. Dog and God were in the kitchen smoldering after what I had done to them, and in spite of my best efforts to convince Dog I meant him no harm, it just wasn't meant to be. Dean surprisingly did choose to work with me at the end since he was the only one I didn't royally screw over to get into the casino, so I let him live. Making my way into the vault, it was time to have my final face-off with Father Elijah, but in order to get the final 2 trophies of this DLC, I had to do a manual save here. The first path I chose to take was confronting him for all of the riches, killing him, and exiting the Sierra Madre. Alright, Father Elijah, you're not getting away from me. Why are you not dying? Hello? Okay, there we go. I should probably get out of here now. Oh my god. Oh my god, I am just getting obliterated. Jesus. Alright, we're good. Cash out. Yeah, I'd like to get the hell out too. With my original save reloaded, I snuck around and trapped Elijah in the vault, essentially damning him to finding the treasure he'd searched so long for, but he'd now never be able to use it. He's trapped in there. What is this? It is you being trapped because you suck. Ooh, did he just hawk a loogie at me? What the f? That sounded so gross. I'm getting out of here. Yeah. Yep. Bye-bye. Safety deposit box. Dead money done. The third DLC I took on was Honest Hearts, sending me to Zion, Utah, and caught in the middle of a war waged between the Raider-esque Whitelegs and Joshua Graham's Dead Horses tribe. I grabbed the first trophy just for setting foot in Zion to kick off this DLC in a hurry. Graham was once Kaisar's right-hand man, but was shunned after his failure during the first battle for the Hoover Dam, but now resides as a bit of an anti-hero good guy, trying to protect the new Canaanites of his homeland. He sent me on a quest to find some supplies for another local tribe, the Sorrows, and once I had the items they needed, I found their leader Daniel, and he offered his condolences for the folks that died coming to Zion with me. After doing some scouting of the area for Daniel to see if it was safe for the Sorrows to flee Zion, it was time for me to decide the fate of the tribes. The one thing I didn't like about this DLC is how short it felt. I was like in and out in just a couple hours. It felt like this took no time. Because the ending was tied to 2 separate trophies here, just like in Dead Money, I had to make a manual save. At first I chose to evacuate Zion, but unfortunately a lot of the Sorrows were lost during the escape, and neither Daniel nor Joshua were very happy with me for that, but that was the end either way. Reloading the save, it was time to take the fight to the Whitelegs like Joshua wanted, and boy did we. For lack of a better term, alongside Joshua, I straight up slaughtered the Whitelegs and left Zion in a much better place than I found it. My favorite DLC of New Vegas was easily the Lonesome Road because it does such a great job of finishing up our story as Courier 6 by finally telling the beginning of his story prior to being shot by Benny. As soon as I entered the Divide, I found my old friend Eddie and had him unlock the nearby commissary, where I used the riches I had amassed from Dead Money's vault to buy the 3 upgrades for the special red rocket launcher, grabbing my first trophy of Lonesome Road. After fighting through robots and marked men, I kicked off the trophy Warhead Hunter that requires me to detonate all 30 of the warheads in the Divide. The further into the Divide I got, the more I realized just how far gone this place really was. It felt like there was a death claw around every corner, and there were also these little tunneler guys that reminded me a lot of the Trogs from Fallout 3's The Pitt DLC. After opening the nearby Ashton silo, I set off a nuke and earned another trophy. Condemned to repeat it. Okay, I don't know what's happening here. Okay, now I clearly know what's happening. It's a nuclear warhead. And, oh good. Where did I send it? Oh, that looks like that's gonna land like real close, huh? Oh, it's... The name Condemned to Repeat It made a ton of sense because, as I soon found out, I was the reason the Divide was destroyed in the first place. After a joyful elevator ride down, I eventually found all of Eddie's 5 upgrades, and things somehow then got more out of hand. The man that put out the radio signal calling me to the Divide is another courier and someone who happens to hate me named Ulysses. Ulysses originally viewed Courier 6 as an idol of sorts because we were actually the person to forge the trade route through the Divide to the Mojave, but after unknowingly delivering the bomb that would destroy the area and turn the Divide into what it is today, he hates us. He sent out a signal to take Eddie away from us, and after finding and saving Eddie again, it was time to meet face to face and end things. Where's 28 through 30? There's 28. I see 29 back there. Oh, it's right next to me. I'm blind as a bat. Watch out, Eddie. Okay. And this one. That is gonna do it. Warhead Hunter, 30 out of 30 detonated. Warhead Hunter, there it is. All right. Ulysses, it's time to die, baby. It's time. Disable Ulysses' iBots. I mean, I just kind of murdered him instead. I don't know if that was the right move. Leave the console alone. Attempt to cancel the launch. Yeah. I could redirect it. That's not a bad move. Redirected the NCR and the Legion. Yeah. Yes. No, actually. All right. Did he do it? He looks fine. Oh. Oh, he doesn't look fine anymore. Eddie. Rest in peace, buddy. Cancel the missile launch. Run for the canyon. Okay, let's get out of here. Yep. Good idea. Let's get gone, please. Hometown Hero. That's another DLC done. The 5th and final DLC of Fallout New Vegas is the Gunrunner's Arsenal, or GRA. This isn't your typical DLC, as instead of traveling somewhere outside of the Mojave, GRA is a set of extra challenges for the player to complete inside the Wasteland. These challenges range from 1 to 3 stars in difficulty, and some were extremely tedious, while others were super simple. Each star had 5 or more challenges possible for me to do, so all I had to do was pick the ones that sounded the easiest or the most fun. For the 1-star challenges, I chose A Slave Obeys, Benefit or a Hazard, and the same could be said of all religious weapons. Right before I started mowing down feral ghouls though, I did manage to get a trophy for getting 10,000 damage with a GRA weapon. For the 2-star challenges, I chose Nya-See, White Lane Nightmare, and Vault 13's Revenge. And for the 3-star challenges, I chose Armed for Bear, Deathclaw Pro Hunter, and finally Man-Machine Interface. The final GRA trophy I needed was Curios and Relics, which I got by using the unique Mojave weapon, Sleepy Time. With everything else said and done, it was time to do the one thing I apparently just didn't feel like doing throughout this entire playthrough: pickpocketing. After stealing from everyone in sight, I finally made it to number 50 on the strip. Alright, take that rat away. That should do it. Artful pickpocketer, 50 out of 50, sneak attack, because I like killing. Let me see it. Artful pocketer. It's not pickpocketer. Platinum trophy earned, baby. Let's go. Ah, we did it. We did it. The first step on this platinum journey was simple. Create my version of the sole survivor and enter my family into the nearby vault to avoid the incoming nuclear event. Yeah, we gotta go. Run, run, run. Oh, I just completely left them. Nora, Sean, come on, damn it, run faster. That's pretty good. We should probably go down now. Please and thanks. Oh, I distinctly remember the first time I went through that in this game, and I was just like, oh. My mind was just completely blown. Pretty much every vault in the Fallout franchise has its own unique purpose beyond saving humanity, and Vault 111 is no different. The experiment here was freezing the vault dwellers in cryogenic pods that could be opened in 180 days once the all-clear was given, but that order never came. Roughly 150 years into this frozen slumber, we were briefly woken up to witness the murder of our wife and our son Sean being kidnapped before quickly dozing back off and reawakening for good some 60 years later. On my way out of the vault, I found a terminal with a holotape inside and decided to get super meta and play a video game inside of a video game. Let's load the holotape. Future Retro, the first trophy of the playthrough, play a holotape game. Holotape. I can never read the first trophy of the game right. Why does this happen every single game I play? I took this guy's Pip-Boy because I don't think he's using it much anymore and made my way outside of the vault to see what has become of the home I once knew. Wow, dude. War never changes. We are officially in the Commonwealth. Damn, it still looks so crazy to see this. Out in the world, I quickly filled Cosworth in on what happened and took off for the nearby town of Concord. On the way over there, I met a vault dweller's best friend, Dogmeat, and convinced him to come with me on my journey, kicking off a trophy called Never Go It Alone, where I'll have to recruit 5 different companions along the way. Arriving in Concord, I quickly met the Minutemen, a once prosperous faction looking to save the Commonwealth and its people. After helping them defeat a gang of raiders, I had my first run-in with one of the scariest creatures in the Fallout universe. Oh my god, here he comes. Hey, big buddy. How are ya? You leave my dog alone. Oh my god. It is just eating these. It's crippled. You got a bum leg, do you? Come get me, big fella. Oh wait, you can't because you're walking with a limp. The Minutemen thanked me for all of my help, and being the good guy that I am, I told them about Sanctuary and met their resident crackhead Mama Murphy, who said she had some information about my son, but I stopped trusting crackheads a long time ago. I've seen it. The drugs told me you will do great things. I can't help you without more drugs. You're just throwing me cocaine dreams and no cocaine answers. We told you to stop taking drugs, old lady.
We're all gonna die eventually.
Oh god, alright. Back home in Sanctuary, I killed 2 birds with 1 stone as I hit level 5 with the XP from completing the mission When Freedom Calls. This gave me 2 more trophies, and this journey was off to a pretty hot start. If you've played Fallout 4 yourself, you know all about Preston Garvey and his tedious-ass settlement missions, the first of which being one of a couple, but the one that I got was 10 Pines Bluff with the goal of killing the raiders over at the Corvega assembly plant. This mission is designed to be a nice intro to the game, getting you used to taking on a large group of raiders and pretty much preparing you for how the rest of the game is going to go. Normally that's not a problem, but in survival mode, just getting there can be a real pain. Oh, come on. Son of a bitch. Yeah, this is not gonna be a good time. Get a touchdown. The f does that even mean? Eventually, I did make it there and took out the raiders, completing the mission when I made it back to Preston and Sanctuary. I decided to stick around there for a little bit and dismantle the entire settlement so I could get to building our new home in my own vision, and during the course of that, I managed to add another 3 trophies onto my total. Sanctuary. We have made this little place our home. Fixer-upper. Build 100 workshop item. Oh, would you look at that? Collect all this stuff, which should... Scaver. That is 1,000 junk collected. Now that I was officially the new leader of the Minutemen, I decided to push forward with the main story and head to Diamond City where I'd uncover more information about who stole my son. On the way there, I died a few times, of course, but luckily for me, one of those was worthwhile as I managed to hit level 10 for a trophy right before these Mirelurks took me down. A little while later, I made it to the crown jewel of the Commonwealth where I knew what my next move had to be. Out of the batter's box, running down first base. And he's rounding first and heading to second. Oh my goodness, he's rounding second. He's heading for third. He's looking for a triple. No, he can't be. He's rounding third base and heading for home. He's looking for the illustrious inside the park home run. And he is safe. I'm a baseball nerd, I'm sorry. I went into the detective office of Nick Valentine to get his help finding Sean, but unfortunately for me, he was kidnapped. I set off to bring him back and experience potentially the funniest death of this entire playthrough. Please, I just need to find somewhere to sleep, man. Oh! No! How many mines was that? How many mines was on the screen? We're on the screen. Holy shit. For some reason, I then decided to try my luck with the nearby super mutant behemoth hiding in the water, knowing that if I managed to kill it, I'd start the trophy the harder they fall. Here's a little Fallout fun fact for you. This trophy is actually the follow-up to the bigger they are from Fallout 3 that you get for killing 5 super mutant behemoths. Hello, Swan. I know you're there. I'm gonna kill Swan with a pistol. Just kidding. He's probably gonna send me back to the lobby, but... Oh, my brother in Christ. Yep, rest in peace. Severely underleveled to even consider trying to fight Swan right now, and I'm just like, I'll take him on, it's fine. Swan killing me wasn't really that big of a deal because I knew he'd be tough to take out. What I didn't expect was just how damn strong the triggermen holding Valentine hostage would be. It took significantly longer than I'd like to admit to make it through this section, and I even ran away a few times so I could heal. Eventually, I found Valentine and made it to their leader, where I peacefully de-escalated the situation. See you then. Unlikely Valentine. With Valentine back, we could finally focus on the important stuff, like, you know, finding my kid. I gave him all the information I could, and it led us to a man named Kellogg. As luck would have it, he had a house in Diamond City, so we broke in and found his secret lair where he liked to sit and smoke stogies before letting Dogmeat get a sniff of that sweet, sweet nectar and putting us hot on his trail. The search was going really well until we came across a dead Assaultron and realized that we weren't alone.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Several minutes later, I made it to my destination and snuck into Fort Hagen, where I had my first encounter with Institute synths, and it did not go well at all. Oh shit. Nick, turn around. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? The Protectron did it? All of them? Okay. That's everybody in here, and I got the turret already, so I'm good. Fuck. Come on! God damn it! The lower level was also filled to the brim with synths, but once I made it through, I came face to face with the man who kidnapped my son, and I was not there to play around and hear him out. Rest in peace. That didn't kill him, are you kidding me? Oh my god, he used a stealth boy and I died. How on God's green earth did I just shoot a fat man into this guy's mouth? And he was just like, nah, it's fine. Damn it. All right, well, let's try that again. I used Kellogg's information to find out the glaringly obvious truth. The Institute sent Kellogg to kidnap Sean, and there was almost no way I was going to get him back. Back outside, I caught my first glimpse of the Brotherhood of Steel by seeing the Pridwin fly by, kind of showcasing that everything was about to change. It was at this point where I started to experience the reason people call this company Bugthesda. My game from this point forward crashed several times, causing me to lose literal hours of progress. Popping back into Diamond City officially finished off that mission for another trophy, and it was time to head over to Good Neighbor with Valentine to see if I could use Kellogg's memories to learn how to infiltrate the Institute. Luckily for us, this worked like a charm, as we learned that the Institute uses teleportation to come and go as they please. The only question now was, how can we do the same? Supposedly a former Institute scientist is hiding away deep within the glowing sea, so that was my next target. Knowing what was in store for me, I decided to take a bit of a load off and listen to some fine music and put the moves on the fine lady singing them. Surprisingly, this worked like a charm, and much like everyone's hero, the Rizzler, I shot my shot and didn't miss. That wasn't the best part though. Believe it or not, the best part came the day after, as I ran into an old friend, I guess you could say. Oh my god. It's the Vault Tech guy. This guy becomes extremely important later on, but just keep in mind that I met him here and knew he was there before dying and not coming back to get him again. The Glowing Sea is one of the most difficult areas to traverse in the entire Fallout franchise, in my opinion, and that's before you add survival mode on top of it. This place is filled with all kinds of beasts like Yaoguais, giant rad scorpions, and even Deathclaws. So many Deathclaws. I was genuinely considering just quitting this challenge altogether. This section had me in shambles for a number of reasons, mainly that the bed I found closest to the sea was in a nearby town, and even with it being kinda close, I was guaranteed to lose a ton of time and progress if I didn't make it through the mission. The other big problem that I was gonna run into was my supply count. So I had a good amount of Rad-X, Radaway, and stim packs, but when it came to food, water, medicine, that kind of stuff, I didn't have very much, and since using one of those things will cause me to need to use the other, I was kind of in a really difficult spot. Stay away from the Deathclaw. Yep, you go ahead, fight the scorpions. You leave dear old Trav alone. A legendary rad scorpion? Are you kidding me? I have no stamina. I'm gonna die. Oh, brother. Okay, this is gonna be rough. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but this is going better than I thought it would. I can see everything, but that doesn't make it any less terrifying. No. Oh, are you f***ing kidding me? This is absurd. Explain to me how a scorpion jumped up here. No, honestly, thinking about it, I'm a bit more concerned with how I get out of this place. Because, yeah, getting down here sucked, but I can't fast travel out. What? You're kidding me. Huh. Me. Just stay up there. Just leave me alone. Just f*** off, huh? Just f*** off. How about you just f*** off? I made it the whole way here for nothing. Oh, why does this suck so much ass? Eventually, I did make it all the way to Virgil's cave and got the information I came for. I needed a courser chip in order to teleport into the Institute, but the only way to get one was by killing one, and those guys are no joke. I'd like to say I talked to Virgil and made it out with no issue, but of course I'd be lying. Charisma. Oh, sorry, didn't see you there. I was just reading my perk chart here so I could learn what perks are best for Fallout 4. Something that'd be best for you and me is if you hit that like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I also stream these playthroughs on Twitch and here on YouTube, so if you want to check out a live stream sometime, pop in. Oh, this sucks. Oh, holy shit. There's a scorpion over there. How far away am I from, like, anything? Oh my god. I'm gonna set a marker for right here. 0 chance I survive. I literally don't know how I'm gonna make it past this part of the game. There's no shot. This is bullshit. This whole fucking mode is just bullshit. I can't even believe that I just survived that. Alright, I'm just about out of the glowing sea. So that'll help. But I really desperately need to find somewhere I can sleep and eat and all that stuff. There's some kind of shack right there. I'm gonna go. Hopefully kill whatever's there and sleep, because there's surely something I can sleep on there. Please, I cannot do this all again. Whatever is here has to die, and I have to sleep. Okay. Was it really just the one, is the question. There's gotta be a mattress up here, come on. What? A Mirror Hunter? Are you kidding me, dude? Stay on the roof. Stim pack. Now. No! No, 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 no. So after all that, I figured this playthrough can't possibly get worse. That had to be the worst of it, right? right? I was a bit stressed out, so I thought it'd be a good time to bang out some easy quests, pushing through the Minutemen quest line all the way through the Old Guns mission, because that's the last one for a trophy involving that faction. Once I'd gotten enough settlements to join the Minutemen, Preston told me about the castle they once called home, so it was time to storm the castle and take back our independence. Right before arriving, I discovered my 100th location in the Commonwealth, and the battle was on. The castle had been taken over by Mirelurks, which can be tough to deal with, but they do have one pretty fatal flaw: their face. If you're able to hit that, you'll run through these oversized crabs with no issue. There were also hatchlings coming out of the eggs left and right, but with the backup of the Minutemen, I was able to make it all the way through the end of this mission and take on Big Mama, the Mirelurk Queen. No, no, no.
Oh, I didn't even see that it was hitting me.
You may be thinking, okay, Trav, you died. Not the first time. Probably not the last time. Why is this a big deal? It's a big deal because this was the only attempt where things didn't go horribly wrong. In each subsequent attempt, Preston wouldn't follow us into the fight, and because of that, I seemingly was unable to get the queen to spawn. I tried over and over, meticulously making sure to kill every single Mirelurk around, and nothing seemed to work. I went to the Fallout wiki because they have a fix for pretty much every possible bug in the game, and it seemed like my options were to reload a save or fast travel away and back again to make it work, but being that I was on survival, I couldn't fast travel. Unfortunately, after hours of trying to find a fix, I decided to see what would happen if I dropped from survival to very hard, where I'd be able to fast travel, and sure as shit, on the very first try, the bug was fixed and I was able to finish the mission at the cost of failing this challenge. Literally nothing else we can do, just keep shooting. Stimpak. Do not die to this fucking thing. It's taking me way too long to even get back here to fight this damn thing. Wow, this is doing nothing. Are you kidding me? Die. Just unreal. Come on, we're almost there, man. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, my God. I'm about to die. Ooh. Ooh, that was very lucky. I didn't know that I had a mine still there. Come on, die, you big bitch. We did it. But I'm kind of not happy about it. We really did it. All it took was ruining my challenge. Okay. Taking independence.
Our scouts have found a promising spot for a new settlement.
Bittersweet. At this point, I figured since my goal had been ripped away from me like Sean from Nora's Arms, I'd just finish off the Minutemen questline and officially rid myself of the faction that caused my downfall. I made my way over to the County Crossing settlement and got them to join our cause before returning to the castle, where I met up with Ronnie Shaw to discover the old armory hidden deep underneath the castle. Naturally, the armory was guarded by a sentry bot, which was an enemy I had yet to take on by this point. God. Oh yeah, I'm getting torched even in this power armor. There we go. Didn't really help me as much as I'd hoped, but oh, here we go. Hold on, he might be cooked. Oh my God, he's almost dead. Come on. There we go. Oh, that might blow. Woo. Oh. Oh, look at that. Got all kinds of stuff down here. Damn, son, there's so much stuff down here. Baseball grenades, I forgot those were a thing. Ronnie Shaw returns and old guns come home with Trav. I ripped through the side quests, hitting 10 completed, and picked my 50th lock for trophies before continuing the story, picking up the hunter/hunted mission, the follow-up to the glowing sea from earlier that I was clearly trying to avoid remembering. This is not good for me. This is very much not good for Trav. Okay, I don't know why I tried to use a sniper there. That was really stupid. Oh, of course. Alright, he's cooked. Luckily, that crippled his leg as that happened, or that would have been real bad for me. Oh! Really? That crippled me from that far away? That's insane. There we go. Unstop. Oh, I'll take that missile launcher. Reach level 25. Hells yeah. Throw some. Get some. Oh, holy fuck. Piper, where did you go? I'm not used to being turned into the 2-for-1 combo at Costco. That almost got me. I love when they mutate as they get crippled and they just sit on their ass trying to shoot at me. A furious rolling pin? I don't know if I've ever seen that. That might be the greatest weapon in the game. I need your chip, my friend.
For you.
Oh my god, he's just invisible. Okay, well, less than ideal. Should have figured something weird was gonna happen. I need her to stop walking in front of me because I am killing her. This is not good. What are the odds that I have a mini nuke? Apparently pretty good. Okay, it took 2 mini nukes to kill that dude. That is bananas. But he's dead. And I'll take that Courser chip now, thanks. Hunter/hunted. The mission is done. I'm gonna take that Courser uniform because it's kind of dope. From this point, most of the missions are pretty hectic and action-packed as the fight for the Commonwealth picks up in a big way. Finishing off the Courser and getting his chip kicked off the molecular level mission, which is the single most important one in the game as far as getting the platinum is concerned. This is because once I finish it, I'll be locked in with whatever faction I choose to build the teleporter with, which will prevent me from getting the trophies related to the other factions. I chose to go down the Brotherhood of Steel questline first, but decided to knock out a few more trophies on the way there. First, I cleared out another settlement for the Minutemen where I killed my 300th creature. As you might have noticed, I'd been traveling with Piper quite a bit in this playthrough, and that was with good reason. To earn the trophy Lovable, I had to reach maximum relationship status with a companion, and since Piper is one of the easier companions to get to that point, I kept her around and made her fall for me, kinda.
It sounds to me like you're interested in becoming more than just friends.
Oh, Blue, I just don't know if I have room in my life for romance right now.
Oh my god! Oh jeez, oh my god!
I made my way over to the combat zone near Diamond City to clear out the raiders inside and recruit Kate as my 5th and final companion of the playthrough. Not very long after that, I found another group of raiders and took them out, proving once again that I am a giant masshole. Come on. Bang. Masshole. Kill 300 people. Yo, we're cooking. We are actually cooking with Asoline. Or in this case, Massoline. Finally, I cleared out an Enclave outpost and grabbed my 20th magazine, and now it was time to go and join the Brotherhood of Steel. Joining up was pretty easy. All I had to do was head over to the Cambridge police station and help Paladin Dance fend off the feral ghouls, but naturally, given how the rest of this playthrough has gone, I couldn't avoid another bug while doing this mission. Okay. Oh, here we go. Let's help him out. Ah. Hey. Yeah, I was about to say, you want to help me kill these things or what? Exactly what I wanted to do. Oh my god. Other weapon, other weapon, other weapon, other weapon.
Check your fire. We've got hostiles.
Yeah, they're dead. Please tell me this mission isn't bugged. Let me fast travel away and come back. Why does this keep happening?
Check your fire. We've got hostiles.
My brother in Christ. Reload my save. Are we... Like, are we f***ing for real about this? Another huge shout out to the Fallout Wiki because a fix for this bug was completing Virgil's quest and talking to Dance about building the transmitter, but canceling the dialogue when he asked me to join the Brotherhood, resetting his text options, and allowing me to get the choices to become a member. Though doing this did lead to Dance continuing to bug out in other missions, which admittedly is pretty funny to watch back in hindsight.
There it is, Arc Jet Systems. There shouldn't be any exterior security, so we'll head into the front.
What the fuck is he doing? Are we not going into the f***ing building? Where is this dumb motherfucker going? Where in the f*** are you going, guy?
Excuse me.
There you are.
Enough chatter. We've got a job to do.
Oh my god. What is going on with this dude? Thank you for the deep range transmitter.
We'll take the service elevator to the surface.
What? Whatever. I don't even care anymore. This guy. I'm gonna leave you here.
Going up.
You absolute knob. I met Elder Maxon on the Pridwin and got my first task. Take over the nearby Fort Strong by clearing it of the super mutants that inhabit the island. Kill the super mutant behemoth. Where is he at? Can't see him. There's the big boy. Oh my god, I forgot that it throws stuff at me. No, I got this, don't you worry. Don't you worry. Damn, it is just yeeting rocks at us right now. Come on, baby, come on. I am simply not missing, dude. We're just missing nothing. Come on. Oh, no. Stop it. It threw that rock from facing the other way. Get out of here. With the fort now back in Brotherhood possession, it was time to build the relay transmitter and make my way into the Institute, where one of the biggest plot twists in video game history was about to unfold. She could have just done the 3, 2, 1 and sent me on my merry way. The molecular level is done. We are locked into the Brotherhood.
You have traveled very far and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you. After all this time, it's me. I am Sean.
The OG reveal of that was
your son.
Facing the truth was too hard, so I told Father I wouldn't stay with him and fight alongside the Institute, which he understood, but it instantly made me a target. I left without a fight, grabbing the intel from Father's computer, but I forgot to also bring along Dr. Madison Lee, who you should remember from Fallout 3, which Elder Maxon wasn't happy about. Also, I didn't realize that Elder Maxon was the same kid from Fallout 3, and that he's only like 21 in this game, which is weird. Institutionalized. We have successfully, peacefully left the Institute. It's not going to be peaceful for very long. I'm going to have to kill me a bunch of synths. Whole bunch of them. Now that I was back on the surface and we had the intel needed, it was time to put together the Brotherhood's #1 plan of attack. Reviving Optimus's cousin Liberty Prime, who, once again, you should also remember from Fallout 3. Unfortunately, doing this got me sent deep back into the glowing sea where I could feel the fear creeping back in, but luckily this trip wasn't anywhere near as bad as the first, and I made it to the abandoned Sentinel site, fending off ferals until eventually finding a room filled with nukes to fill out Prime's arsenal. The information I was able to rip from Father's terminal in the Institute ended up telling us that Paladin Danse was actually an escaped synth, something the Brotherhood won't stand for whether he was knowingly deceiving them or not. Since I was the closest to him, I got sent to kill him, and surprisingly, he went without a fight, going as far as sacrificing himself for the greater good of the Brotherhood. On the precipice of war, we took the fight to the Institute at the Mass Fusion building as both sides were attempting to secure the beryllium agitator, which was the final piece to reactivating Liberty Prime. Fighting my way through the synths top to bottom wasn't much of an issue, so I was able to grab the agitator and finish off the sentry bot that popped in afterwards. With Prime ready to go, we set off for the Institute, and I enjoyed the show casually walking behind this absolute unit. Yeah, I'm just gonna let you do your thing. Just throwing nukes. That's insane. Liberty Prime is actually cracked. Oh, a behemoth. Why are you here? That's insane that he melted him before I could actually like do any real damage. Fucking Optimus Prime just stole a giant kill from me. Oh my god, another one. Let me get him. What's he do? Oh my god. Like, what's the point in jumping in the fight when you have something that's throwing nukes? Sand, gravel, and communism. Ad Victorium. It's time to put the Institute down once and for all. And that's exactly what I did, showing no mercy on our way to a victory for us and the future of the Commonwealth. Ad Victorium, my goons.
Let's get this done, Paladin.
Okay, my sweet little gooners, calm down. I'm gonna do it.
Something's up.
It's probably really stupid for me to run forward like that, instead of just instantly assuming that I was gonna get shot. Initiating shutdown sequence. Nice and easy.
Good work, Paladin.
Okay, shut the door. Shut the door. Shut the door.
You haven't even talked to the kid. You're not just gonna leave him here.
Kid's a synth.
Why did you call me Dad?
What? You're my father. Why else would I call you that?
I'm not your father. Whoever told you that was lying.
But you are. Nobody told me, I just know it. Why would you say you're not? Don't you love me anymore?
Oh man, that hurts.
I loved my son. My real son. You're not him. It's not fair to ask me that.
What do you mean I'm not your son? You're just saying that so you can leave me here and not feel bad about it. I hate you!
Was that too harsh? Probably. Motherfucker. Damn. It's beautiful. Good lord. Kind of sets in just how you destroy everything, you know?
Wash over me.
And war never changes.
Never changes.
Rah! I love it. I love it so much. Okay. The nuclear option completed. Wow, I got a whole bunch of XP for that. Prepared for the future, I decided the fate of the Commonwealth. Took it all into my own hands. Before officially ending this first playthrough, I decided to go around and knock out some of the miscellaneous trophies spread across the world. Back in Sanctuary, I crafted my 50th weapon mod and 100th item before leaving to hack my 50th terminal to officially become Robco's worst nightmare. I then went on a hunt to find the remaining giant monsters to finish off the harder they fall, bringing me just outside of the Cambridge Police Department for a showdown with one final behemoth. What the hell? Oh. Hold up, wait. Batman, go. It's kind of stupid to run right at this thing, huh? Can you frig off? There we go. Bang. The harder they fall. That was the 5th and final big enemy I need to kill. Jumping in my Brotherhood issued vertibird counted as a miscellaneous objective for some reason, so I did that a bunch of times before searching around the Commonwealth, finding my 10th bobblehead for the trophy, They're Not Dolls. Now that the Brotherhood's ending was out of the way, it was time to shift my attention to the Railroad and Institute, which I'll be able to get all of the trophies for each in one playthrough with some tactical planning. I am codename, more
Have
options.
any suggestions?
No, it doesn't work like that. Your life, your name, your choice.
Codename, oh, Charmer. Gang, tradecraft. We are officially in the Railroad. Similar to what I had to do with the Brotherhood of Steel, I built the transmitter with the Railroad and entered the Institute, but this time I chose to be a lot nicer to my sweet, not-so-little boy and stand by his side while plotting in secrecy. Sean, my boy? My son? Is it really you? My son?
Who are you?
Sean.
I'm your papa.
Father.
Yes.
Yes, Daddy's here now, my son. It's okay.
Give me Sean.
I know.
I am Sean. It's hard to believe. It's really you.
It's really you.
You're my boy.
Yeah.
It wasn't right. They took you from me, my boy. I've loved you forever, my son.
The
The Railroad is the polar opposite of the Brotherhood and Institute in that their goal is to help liberate the synths, so this time when hacking Father's terminal, that was my goal. In order to get all the story-related trophies for both of these factions, I'm going to be bouncing back and forth playing both sides just enough that I will be pissing them off, but not enough to get kicked out of their little clubs. After a brief meetup with our connection inside the Institute, I left on my journey to return a rogue synth who somehow became the leader of a group of raiders. It honestly did feel kinda cruel to be able to just decommission the synths like this, but at the same time, much like birds, they're not real. I joke, but that's actually a thing. Inside the Institute, there are a bunch of cameras spread over the Commonwealth, and when you go to check them out, it turns out there are birds that are literally their cameras. Next up was the battle for Bunker Hill, which honestly might have been the single funniest mission of the game. Since all I did to get to this playthrough was reload a save I made where I wasn't hostile toward the Brotherhood yet, literally every faction in this fight thought I was on their side and just left me alone. So, are we actually, like, the Brotherhood is fighting right now as we're doing this? This is insane. I'm glad I'm not on survival right now. This would be awful. I'm shocked that no one is killing me. Like, literally nobody is shooting me. I'm fine, you know? I can't be touched. Oh, door's open right here. Thanks. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm just gonna walk right in. Thanks. Appreciate it. They just let me go right on by. Slither right past everybody. No harm, no foul. Everybody loves Trav. Oh, alright. Well, I shouldn't have said anything. I shouldn't have talked. You know what? That's entirely on me. A little, just a tad bit of overconfidence. And it took away from my entire shtick.
No, I've got money. It's yours if you let me go.
F633, initiate reset. Authorization code Delta 62 Arcus.
Fuck. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah. Fuck. Damn it. I feel bad for the one that I deactivated. I let the rest of them go, and the one was like, nah, you're fine. you're just gonna stay here, pal. I just hope that my attempts to bullshit Father work, because like I just don't know how I'm not gonna get found out. It's so aggressively clear what just happened. Father was pretty pissed off by my failure, but chose to keep that information to himself as we headed back to the Institute, where he revealed that he's dying, and once that happens, I will officially be the new leader of the Institute. I continued to scheme in the shadows before heading over to the mass fusion building, this time fighting off the Brotherhood soldiers in what ended up being a significantly more trying time than my earlier playthrough as the Brotherhood of Steel. Push the button, push the button, push the button, damn it. No, damn it! I realized my health was low as soon as it... fuck! Come on. Get the fuck out of here. I swear to God, if I have to do this whole thing again, I'm gonna be pissed. It better have auto-saved at some point. It better have auto-saved. All the way back here. Okay, I mean, I guess it could have been worse. Eventually, I did make it out, completing my mission, but now it was time to send a message to the entire Commonwealth.
For years now, you have suspected that the Institute still exists, that we are among you. It is true, but it is not the whole truth. We're here, and we are the future. Our superior technology represents the future of the Commonwealth. Today, we activate our nuclear reactor, ensuring that we will persevere long after the world above ground ceases to exist, ensuring that mankind has a future. We have no desire to interfere in the unimportant details of your personal freedoms. We simply insist that you do not interfere with Institute operations. To do so would result in dire consequences. Rest easy. Know that the future is looking bright, and that mankind will thrive under our guidance.
I quickly did one final job for the railroad by killing some Institute guards so more synths could escape before making it back to the HQ, where an attack was inbound that culminated in the destruction of the Brotherhood and me a bunch.
We got Brotherhood incoming.
Underground, undercover. We are officially on the Oh my God. Precipice of war. Shit is about to go down. I'm honestly, I think I might just pop a stealth boy and try again. Unless I somehow make it out of here, which is just absurdly unlikely. Oh my God, hold on, wait. I probably should have healed. Yep. Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna keep dying right here. Run. Goodbye. Fly now. I cannot believe that actually worked. Wow.
That's a hell of a rest easy.
Damn, dude. We just killed the entire Brotherhood. Oh my God. I forgot how epic that was. Wow. The Institute's gonna love that. We took out the only threat. You lost no one, it worked. Rocket's red glare was a god darn success. Did almost die. But it's fine. Now that the Brotherhood was taken care of, there was just one more piece of business to attend to, destroying the railroad from the inside. Nuclear family, speak to father. Let's go up and talk to son. Oh, he's dying.
Because I know war. War never changes.
Hard. Forever hard. Forever and ever hard. Nuclear family. And that was the final story trophy I had left to get. little bit of a cleanup to get done. With 5 trophies remaining, I finished my travels around the Commonwealth, finding the 10 bobbleheads I was missing to complete the saying, they're not dolls, they're action figures. My next task was reaching level 50, which thankfully I was pretty close to getting by the time I had finished the story with the Brotherhood earlier, so I just reloaded that save and pushed on, but then I had an idea. Remember earlier in the video when I told you to keep somebody in mind because they'd be important later? Well, if you did, this is the payoff. It was finally time to pay a visit to the man who put my family in the vault, inadvertently being responsible for the events of the rest of my life. Legend of the Wastes, because I did a speech check, and reached level 50 officially. Now, I might be a bad person for what I'm about to do. Alright, let me get right up on him until it gives me the hidden. I'm such a bad person for this. The guy inadvertently saved my life by putting me in that vault. The final trophy standing between me and another platinum in my collection was Benevolent Leader, the rarest trophy in Fallout 4. To get this, I need to take a settlement all the way up to a maximum happiness rating of 100, which on the surface might sound simple, but it could not be more complicated. There are items in the game that I can craft that will increase happiness, helping to speed up the process, but even then this will take you several in-game days and real-life hours to complete if you do it on your own. What I did for this was set up my oldest friends, Codsworth and Dogmeat, by sending them over to the Red Rocket truck stop where we built our new home away from home together. What we created was a confusing layout of crops, fence posts that definitely weren't stopping anyone from coming in, and a couple extra settlers for good measure. I made sure somebody was manning the crops while Codsworth was running the in-station bar and Dogmeat was, well, being a dog. With everything set up, I spent the next few hours repeating this process. Go to sleep at 10 p.m., wake up at 8 a.m., kill time for 2 hours until 10 a.m., then sit on a chair and wait until 8 p.m., and finally, killing time for 2 more hours to 10 p.m., and repeating this cycle over and over and over again until... My biggest fear is I'm going to get up to walk away and do something real quick, and then the trophy's going to pop and the platinum's going to pop, and I'm just going to miss it. And then the video's worthless, you know? You don't get the platinum trophy pop. And the excited look on the young boy's face, you know? It ruins the whole thing. Okay, please tell me that this will be it. I sat down on my seats. I am going to wait for 10 hours, which will put me at 8 p.m., which will put me... It's the cycle that I've been doing. Every time I get this, I get a +1 in my happiness for my settlement. Please. Benevolent Leader, I am done sitting and walking and waiting. And the platinum trophy in Fallout 4 is officially mine.